All right, guys. Welcome to the Speak What You Please podcast, episode 5. This is NFL topics. Today's just me and Eric. So Eric, how you feeling today, my man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. How about you, yeah?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Got through the week. Today's Thursday, so got through school. So we good. We are good.
That's good.
So today, guys, we're going to be really talking about the free agency market. Trades happen. Guys got signed. We might talk about a couple teams. We'll talk about winners and losers during the free agency right now. There's still guys that are free agents. We were just talking about the teams that made moves already and see right now who's winning and who's losing. And then the other thing we'll be talking about is, I guess, the market. Who else is left on the market? Where could they go? Could it be guys that get traded? So we'll be talking about that. But let's start out with the big trades that have happened. So there was really 3 big trades that happened. The biggest one is Tyreek Hill. We're not going to go too much into it, but we will talk about it. Tyreek Hill got traded. And Eric, I just want to get your reaction on it real quick. And then, how do you feel about this trade?
I think it's smart, but I think they kind of gave up too many draft picks in the future, They gave a total of 4 or 5, just for one guy. But he did get paid, though. He also did get paid, and he's a top 10 receiver in the league. So, honestly, I think it was a good choice by them, giving Tua more weapons just to prove himself and see what he could do. Now it's just honestly up to Tua because the franchise gave him what he needed, another receiver, from me, and now it's just let's see what he could do with it.
And I think you made a great point with Tua. And I think you and me talked about this earlier. This is a prove-it year for Tua. This is a prove-it year. I think he's a solid quarterback, but this is a prove-it year for Tua Tagovailoa. He's got the roster. He's got the weapons. He's got the O-line now because Armstead got signed. The Dolphins signed Teron Armstead to a 5-year deal, $75 million. And got another guard from, I think, the Cowboys, Connor Williams, for a 2-year deal, $14 million. So the Dolphins are boosting their offense to help Tua, which is good. Because now Tua doesn't have to be that focal point that has to carry the squad. He can almost be like, I guess, a Jimmy G. Now, the only thing I would say about this, Eric, with this trade with Tyreek Hill, and I'm looking at it now, the money he's getting, this is a lot of money. This is a lot of money. And I get it because Tyreek is I believe, top 5 receiver in the NFL just because of speed. And it's rare to find a guy with speed like him that can run routes, that has good hands. So it's rare because usually if you have speed, you're like John Ross or Deshaun, and you really know one route, which is really a post and maybe vertical, just going deep, and you just catch it over your head and stuff like that. Or even Henry Ruggs, who is now out of the league because of the accident he had. He was based off speed, but he was never a great route runner. You look at Tyreek. Tyreek is better than all those guys by times 20. So to me, Eric, I think this is going to be nice for the Dolphins because now if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, you're happy. You got a weapon. You got a superstar in the building. You got a tackle for the future. It comes down to Tua. But the good thing, I think you brought up the trades they made. They did give up a lot. They gave up 5 picks. The best thing, though, with these 5 picks, they gave up 5 picks. Only one of them was a first-round pick, and it was this year's pick, which is actually probably the best year to trade your pick away because this draft class is really more of like a defensive draft class in my eyes. There's some good guys on offense, maybe a receiver and some O-linemen. There's no superstar running back. In my opinion, there's no superstar quarterback unless I'm proven wrong. There's really good players in the draft, but I think the best positions on offense is the receiver and O-line. And the defense is taking over this year, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be drafted for their defense because you need to draft the defense to stop these offenses that are now trying to put up 30 points a game. So for me, I think this is the best time for them to trade their first rounder because now you get to say, okay, if Tua doesn't work out, you can wait till next year. Who Bryce Young from Alabama, C.J. Stroud, I believe, from Ohio State, and Caleb Williams from USC. Guys like those guys coming out of college going into the draft. If Tua doesn't work out, you can say, okay, we have the squad built. Now we can bring in maybe a rookie if Tua doesn't work out. But I think Tua should be able to do well. I hope he can. He's got the offense. He's got the squad, Eric. And I think the Dolphins have a chance to make a run. Yeah. I
I
think they
agree.
got a chance to.
I agree too.
I think
Like
they.
honestly, it just comes down to let's see how what Tua does. Hopefully he
Yes.
doesn't get injured this year and he can play through all the games. And hopefully,
Hmm.
they have a playoff contending team. I'm not going to see Super
They
Bowl,
do.
but they definitely have a playoff contending team. And I feel like they should be able to win out of their division or get or be a wild card. Honestly, like let's be realistic now. Like their team is stacked, and now let's see if he can prove himself. That's what it just comes down to.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. And like I said, we're not going to talk too much about it because you guys got to see it all over the internet. But Tyreek Hill was traded to the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins ended up giving away, as Eric talked about, the five picks they gave away was a first round pick in 2022 this year, a second round pick this year, a fourth round pick, and a 2023 fourth and sixth round pick given away to get Tyreek Hill, who ended up getting paid and now is the highest paid receiver in NFL history and in an NFL, getting paid almost $30 million per year. So shout out to Tyreek Hill getting his money. It actually helps him too, Eric, because
Mm-hmm.
he's already won the Super Bowl. He's got the Pro Balls. He's got the numbers. So for him, he's probably like, I just want the money. And I feel him. I feel him. Kansas City probably couldn't give it to him because Mahomes takes up so much of the cap.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great move. It's a great move. So the next guy we're going to talk about here, Eric, is Deshaun Watson. Now, I think you and me had different opinions about Deshaun, but I'm going to start it because I feel like I have to defend my man Deshaun.
Uh,
Folks out there, if you watch this, Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback. If we're taking away everything off the field, stuff off the field, that's off the field, right? They still got the civil lawsuits, right? He wasn't criminally charged, but there's still civil lawsuits, so they have to figure that out. But if we're talking as a football player, Eric, which seems like he could be coming back, possibly with a suspension and everything, Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback. And this is why, guys. In the AFC, that's stacked with a bunch of quarterbacks. And Josh Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, Burrow, every one of those guys. I'm gonna be real with you, Eric, and you might not like this. I think Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the AFC. I think Mahomes is number two. And Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, I know people are like Herbert, and Joe Burrow. I think
nah,
I
you
think
got
Herbert's
it.
good.
You got it, bro. You got it. Say what you want to say. Say what you trust, bro. Say what you trust.
Deshaun Watson is the number three quarterback in the AFC. It's not Herbert. It's not Burrow, right? It's not even Derek Carr. It's not even Russell Wilson. The third best quarterback is Deshaun Watson. This is why, folks. Deshaun Watson, for most of his career, was in Houston. Houston's probably a dope place to live and everything. I think it's a dope place for everyone to go and check out. Houston as a team constructed, their coach wasn't the best. Bill O'Brien, who's now, and I think at Alabama again, Eric. He's a real good defensive minded coach, not the best offensively. He kind of took, the Houston Texans offense kind of was still good because Deshaun. The defense didn't even do that great. I mean, they were okay because they had JJ for a while. Deshaun Watson played in Houston with a crappy old line. Not many weapons. The only real weapon he had was DeAndre Hopkins, who left after 2 years. Like, he's been in Arizona for 2 years now, going on his third. And he had no running game. Right? Most of the time, Deshaun was running for his life. Deshaun, even at times, I think he got sacked 40 times in a season. And you look at him, and this might be a hot take, he could be better than Mahomes. He could be better than Patrick Mahomes. I know he's missed 2 years of football, or 2 seasons of football. Sorry, 2 seasons of football. I just think what he can do on the field, and you just give him an O line. I've always said this: if you give Deshaun Watson an O line and a couple weapons, he's going to cause havoc in a defense and a running game. Cleveland gives him that. He's got two power backs. Well, you know what's weird, Eric? These two backs, and Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, they're power backs. They could be finesse backs. They could be receiving backs. Kareem's more of a receiving back, but they have a 1-2 punch with those guys. They could do either one you want. They got an O-line. They got the tight ends in Njoku and Austin Hooper. I know you ain't liking it. They got the receivers, Amari Cooper, and they got Donovan Peoples-Jones. I know they cut Jarvis Landry, but they still have solid weapons. And the defense is good. When you got Myles Garrett on your side of your defense, you can cause havoc. The secondary is solid. They got Denzel Ward, John Johnson. I think Cleveland is they're not the best team in the NFC, but they can make some noise if Deshaun Watson's playing. If Deshaun Watson's playing, Eric, watch out for Cleveland. And I'm going to pass it to you because I know you didn't really like my take on Deshaun, but I believe Deshaun Watson is the third best quarterback in the AFC, and he's the top 10 quarterback in the league right now.
I just can't. No. No. I can't look at you. I can't look at you right now. Wonder why? Because it's like he hasn't been in the league, so we don't even know what he's been doing, really. And then you that have the audacity to put him third over Justin Herbert that's been balling out.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Carr is a good quarterback.
You know Justin Herbert's never made a postseason.
Bro, here we go with this. Bro, you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
Before he came onto the team, the Chargers weren't really gonna make a postseason. His rookie year, he was about this close. I'm not gonna say this, but he was this close to making a postseason. And then after that, last year, bro, that was just a fluke. That was a fluke, bro. That was a fluke. They were supposed to make the postseason, but it came down to that, and they didn't. All right, that was a fluke. That was honestly a fluke. You cannot tell me Justin Herbert was not balling out that whole season.
True.
And his
True. He was.
And his rookie season as well.
He was.
You have the audacity to say that Deshaun Watson, that hasn't played for 2 seasons, is better than Justin Herbert. It's crazy. It's ludicrous.
Okay.
And I don't even think he's a top 10 quarterback in the league right now. He could possibly, when playing, push top 10, but he's top 15. Yo, you don't say that. Don't say that. Because there's no way you're saying that. There's no way. There's no. Bro.
Who's your top 10? Who's your top 10, Eric? Who's your top 10?
Not in any order. You have Patty up there. Josh Allen up there. You have Herbert up there. You got Tom Brady up there. You got Aaron Rodgers up there. Burrow's up there. Dak Prescott's up there. Stafford's up there. What else? That's 2 more?
You got 2 more.
You have freaking Lamar Jackson's up there. I forget him.
Yep.
And you have Russell. And you have Russell up there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So where does Deshaun rank outside that top 10?
Bro,
is he 11, 12?
Then after that, coming out the top 10, you have Derek Carr. That's good. Yeah, Derek Carr. Don't say that he's not a good quarterback. You cannot say that. You cannot say that.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just really confused on why you're saying this, but
you can't say that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I would say he's like
who's
number
12?
13 or 12. Like,
okay. So who do you think is over him if he's 13, 12? Who's number 12 then, Eric?
Bro, number 12. Let me think. If I have Derek Carr at 11, number 12 will be. There is no good quarterbacks on the NFC side, so I'm gonna have to look to AFC. No, Carson Wentz was washed. Doesn't matter. Falcons, Matt Ryan's washed. Doesn't matter.
You putting Kyler Murray there?
No. Yeah, Kyler Murray. I forgot about that dude. You're saying he's better than Kyler Murray?
Deshaun Watson is definitely better than Kyler Murray.
All right, you got it.
As a passer, maybe not a runner, Kyler Murray's better than him as a runner.
Yeah,
As a passer,
bro.
Deshaun's better as a passer, and Deshaun's more durable. Kyler Murray's
I
not
would
durable.
say,
Kyler Murray has proven he gets hurt.
I kid you not. I would say I would say Lamar Jackson has a better arm than Kyler Murray. Like
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I will say that because when you have a receiver like Deshaun Watson, you could throw up the biggest BS ball in the world and he will go up and get that thing. You could do that. Like he would do that. But just to go out and say that Watson's a better quarterback than Murray is crazy. Let me read out. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Go ahead,
so
brother.
the draft class. So his draft class. Let me because I looked it up. For me, I looked it up. All right. Myles Garrett went number 1. Look where he is now.
Yep.
Let me tell you the quarterbacks in this draft class.
Yeah. Let me know.
Mr. Trubisky.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes. Deshaun Watson's in there, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Another one.
I think Lamar's in that draft.
Yeah, I forgot he was all the way down.
32. Crazy.
Yeah. My God, shut up. My freaking phone is bugging out. Okay. Yeah. But you get what I'm saying. In that draft class, he's probably the second best overall in that draft class in quarterbacks.
No doubt. Because
you have freaking Mitchell Trubisky in there. You feel me? Like.
Yeah, and Lamar is very good. It's just I don't think he's better than Mahomes and Deshaun.
Yeah. But it's like
well, actually, I'll say this, Eric. I don't think Lamar's better than Deshaun. The crazy thing is you have Lamar in your top 10. You have Deshaun on the outside. So you're saying Lamar is better than Deshaun.
Well, now he is. What the?
Now he is. Well, yeah, because he has the MVP. He's played. Deshaun's been out for 2 seasons.
I mean, it's not even that. It's like coming in, like.
So you're taking Lamar over Deshaun?
Right now? Yes.
Okay.
Start a franchise with? Yes.
To start a franchise with, you would take Lamar Jackson over Deshaun Watson.
That right there is kind of like unbelievable. All right. I can't even believe that myself. But
okay, thank you. I was about to say, Lamar's great. It's just Deshaun can almost do the same, but he throws the ball better. Right? He throws the ball better than Lamar.
Agreed.
Lamar's got an arm, but he's not pinpoint. Deshaun could throw pinpoint. I've seen it with a terrible offense. I just want to keep repeating that. Okay, and I just want to go to this before we get off this topic. You had Dak Prescott.
All right, here we go with this. Yes, I had Dak Prescott.
Now, Cowboy fans, Cowboy subscribers that watch this are going to enjoy and love you saying that. Yes, Dak is this. Yes, Dak is that. No, he's not. Dak is a good quarterback. He really is. He's ran outside the top 10. I'm taking Dak out. I'm putting Deshaun Watson in there. Deshaun's better than him. He's better than him. Dak had a great squad when he came in the league. Deshaun had a crappy squad and had to build that squad up. If you switch Deshaun and Dak, Deshaun will put up the same numbers or even better in Dallas. And to be real with you, this is a hot take. I think Deshaun maybe would have took that maybe that Dallas team that went on to go against that Rams team back when they were in I think it was Los Angeles. And that Rams team that went on to go to the Super Bowl but lost to the Patriots. If they had Deshaun in that game, I think Deshaun would have beat that Rams team and took that team to the Super Bowl.
Shut up. Like, Ethan, shut up, bro.
I think so. Just with his leadership, Deshaun would have took that team to
so you're
Super Bowl.
telling me Patrick Mahomes, I can have an MVP season.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking Deshaun Watson over Patrick.
No, I'm talking about Dak. I'm talking about Dak.
That's why my fault. So you're telling me you're Dak Prescott, that could have an MVP. He's proven that he can have an MVP season. He's proven. He hasn't gotten it yet because he got injured, but he has proven it. Like he can't
Who?
get it. Prescott.
When
If
is
he
he
didn't get,
proved?
bro. So you're telling me he
When
wasn't?
would he? When did he have an MVP season?
He got hurt that year, but if he would have finished that year off, he would have had an MVP season.
When he broke his ankle?
Yeah,
Bro, that was like week 4. He wasn't even doing anything in week 4 like that.
bro.
I think you're thinking of Carson Wentz when Carson Wentz is in
Bro,
full.
I'm not thinking
You
of
got
that
him mixed
trash
up.
dude Carson
You got
Wentz,
him mixed
bro.
up.
Don't ever
You got him
disrespect me,
mixed
bro. Don't
up.
ever disrespect me.
You
Don't
got
ever
it
disrespect me.
mixed up, my man.
Because Carson Wentz, he's hot trash, bro. He is hot trash.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the worst quarterback in the league.
Whoa.
I can say that whole. All right, Daniel Jones is not far off, but
Okay.
let's be realistic now. Carson Wentz is the most injury-prone quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He got with the Colts and was able to do nothing in the league.
Okay.
Colts has one of the best O lines.
Yeah.
He has a solid receiving core and a run and he had a run game, and he did nothing.
Can I read you off Dak's numbers in the last couple seasons in the NFL?
Yeah.
Dak came into the league
Mm-hmm.
in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time I believe Tony Romo got hurt. Dak took over the team, and Dak never gave back that job.
Mm-hmm.
Dak went on to go have a good rookie campaign with 3,667 yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He comes back his second year, actually puts up worse numbers than he did his rookie campaign for throwing only 3,324 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 INTs. Came back his third year through 22 touchdowns, 8 INTs. Then he had a solid year where he went for almost 5,000 yards, but threw 30 touchdowns, 11 INTs. 2020, that's when he got hurt. In 2021, he had a solid year. He had 4,449 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 INTs. Eric, this is what I'm going to say.
What are you gonna say, kid? What are you gonna say?
From 2016 to 2018, Dak probably had the best of the O-line of Dallas there because I think Frederick, who was their center at the time, was still there. One of the best centers in the league, in my opinion, was still there. Dallas in those 3 years with Dak was the quarterback. Couldn't carry that team. Even that 2019 year, Dak couldn't do anything. Even this year, that Dallas team should have made it. Now, I'm not blaming all on Dak. I think it was more of the coaching and the play calls. And the defense made some critical errors with getting flagged a couple plays. So I'm not blaming it all on Dak. But if Dak's is the top 10 quarterback, and when I think of a top 10 quarterback, he's an all-around great player, but then he could carry and lead the team. I think Dak's a leader. I just think Deshaun's a better one. Deshaun Watson in Dallas would probably have a Super Bowl appearance by now or even a ring. Yep, that's my hot take. Deshaun would have got that Dallas team a ring.
All right.
He would.
Okay.
He really would.
All right, bro. On to the next topic, cause you got it, bro. You got it. First, you started off with Justin Herbert. Like you booted Justin Herbert out of the top 3 of the AFC. Then now,
yes, I am.
Then after that, that's just disrespect for saying he's better than Russell Wilson. Like that's just
who? Deshaun?
Deshaun. That's disrespectful. They say he's better than
That's
Russell.
not disrespect. That's not disrespect. That's not. It's not. It's really not.
So you're saying Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson? I believe so.
All right, you got it. Next topic. Go.
I believe so. That's just my personal opinion.
Because
listen,
I don't know what
if you're basing
it, bro, but like
if you're basing this off, listen, hear me out. Let me talk.
All right,
Russell,
mm-hmm.
when he went on to go have those back-to-back appearances where he beat Denver and then lost to New England, listen, Russell really had a great running game. And a great defense behind him to get him there. I'm not saying no. Listen. Russell is a really good quarterback. and this may be another topic for another day. This is another hot. I'm on hot takes all. This podcast is gonna be hot takes, guys. I believe right now Russell Wilson's not a Hall of Famer.
All right, you got it.
I
Go.
don't think. I don't
Bro,
think
just
Russell
end
Wilson's a
it
Hall of
there,
Famer.
bro. Just end it there, bro. Because
He
like,
is not.
So you're saying right now Russell Wilson is not a Hall of Famer?
No, not right now. No, he needs another. He needs another Super Bowl to his name, and a couple
No,
more
another Super Bowl too.
yards. Does he have an MVP?
I think so.
Check it real quick while I go on this quick talk real quick.
Okay.
Guys, if you are part of the Speak With You Please podcast, this is not listen, we don't got no ads, so if you're thinking this is an ad, this is not. We are not at that point yet. We will get there though. But this is me promoting the podcast. If you haven't yet, click the like, subscribe. I'm going to open the comments. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm not the best with technology, but I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right for you guys. If you haven't though, subscribe to the podcast. We're changing it up. We're gonna be trying to drop 2 videos. We take a week off, but then we drop 2 the next week. Trying to give guys a break and myself, especially down the stretch with school and everything. Everyone's got work and stuff, so people got things to do. But if you haven't subscribed, we're up to 20 subscribers. If you can, subscribe now. I would greatly appreciate it. But yes, this is not a promotion.
He hasn't gotten MVP yet.
Thank you. Okay, so that's my point. Doesn't have an MVP. His Super Bowl was won because he had a great defense and a great running game with Marshawn Lynch. I'm not bashing Russell. Listen, Russell's a really good quarterback. He's a top 10 quarterback in the league. He's put up solid numbers most of his career. He's usually durable. He's a leader. But he's not a Hall of Famer. He's not. What has he done? He's got 1 ring to his name because of a great defense and because his defense really just shut down that Denver team. Listen, man, that's just me. Russell Wilson is not a Hall of Famer, but that's another topic for another day. We're going to keep it moving, though. It's another topic for another day. That should be a great one, though. So, next guy, the final guy for trades here. I mean, we could talk about real quick. Matt Ryan got traded to Indianapolis. That's a good move for Indianapolis and everything. But this is the big one. Davante Adams is traded to the Raiders. Gets an extension just like Tyreek Hill. He's going to get about almost $28 million per year. Eric, I got to ask you, how do you feel about this move for the Raiders?
That's a great move.
Yeah.
Now that one of their top receivers are gone, that's a great move to do. They're really aggressive during this offseason, and they really got what they needed. Davante wanted to be paid, and they're willing to pay him, clearly.
Yeah.
And honestly, sources said that A-Rod, he knew that was going to happen once he got paid himself. And it just made sense. It just made sense why he left and went to the Raiders. Raiders went to the playoffs. I feel like now that they have that one piece, you feel me, they could win the playoff game. I feel like the running game with Josh Jacobs, now him adding to, their wide receiver core. I feel like the receiver core it's definitely improved a lot. I feel like he's definitely going to do numbers because he's just a dog. You put him anywhere with any quarterback, he's just going to get his own. Feel me? So I feel like that was a great move on their part. And I tip my hats off to the Raiders for getting him.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm with you. I think it's a great move for the Raiders. Great move because you just made, like your point you made, Eric. The Raiders just made the playoffs without a true number one. Right? Not a great defense. I want to say another thing. They picked up Chandler Jones. With Max Crosby, now you got a pass rushing duo. The Raiders are going to be a good team, man.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be a team that's going to blow teams out the water, especially in their division with the Chargers, the Chiefs, and Denver. It's just going to be tough. But they're going to compete.
Yeah.
They're going to compete. And we'll get to the Chiefs a little bit later in the podcast. But for the Raiders, Now you have Derek Carr, quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs is your running back. This is your weapons here, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro, who I believe is a top 3 best route runner in the
Okay.
league.
Okay.
His routes are crazy. And Darren Waller, who I think is the 3rd best tight end in the league. Maybe even 2nd because George Kittle can't stay healthy. But Darren Waller, who's a beast when on the field. Listen, they have to fix the defense. That's my only thing about them. I know they're building the offense up. That defense is still shaky, especially in the secondary. They don't need to be great guys in the secondary. I always said if you got some fast corners or fast safeties and they can tackle and cover guys, you're going to be okay. The Raiders don't really have a really solid secondary. And their front seven's still shaky too. I know you got Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, but the DT position, you lost Jefferson who left and went off to Seattle, so that messes up your interior, stopping the run. You still have Denzel Perryman, who had a real breakout year after getting a 1-year deal coming to the Raiders. You have some young guys, but I think the Raiders are still a little bit away. The good thing is they have some time, but they got to do it quick. Remember, Devontae Adams is about 30 years old now, so you maybe got 2 to 3 maybe good years left in Devontae. So you need to make it count if you're the Raiders. So if I'm the Raiders, I would start, maybe not this year, but the year after, I would start going for big moves, big trades, bringing guys that can help you win. But right now, they're going to compete. They're going to compete, Eric. And
Yeah,
as crazy as it sounds, they might still even sneak into the postseason because they have a decent squad.
I think so too.
They have a decent squad. Going to the Packers side, I think it's a terrible trade.
Yeah.
It sucks because you had to do it. It's almost like the Tyreek one. Devontae wanted his money. Aaron got paid. Aaron took most of the cap. The Green Bay had to trade Adams. They had to cut one of their pass rushers to Darius Smith, who's now on the Minnesota Vikings, he went back to his own division just on a different team. So now Aaron has to face him twice a year. So for me, Green Bay's made some moves that they're just like, dang. I mean, Aaron, if you just took a little less money, you could have brought back Adams and maybe kept Za'Darius to maybe go win a championship. Now you got to face Za'Darius twice a year, and now your number one's gone. I don't like the move, Eric. I don't.
I don't know.
I think it was a bad move. I think they're still going to be a decent team, but they're not going to be as great as everyone thinks they are. Now, Aaron's probably going to still play at a high level, but I don't think as great as he's played the last couple of years with Adams.
I can agree with that.
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. And their defense is still solid. Even losing to Darius Smith, they still have Jair Alexander, who I believe is the best corner in football. Preston Smith, when healthy, is good. And Kenny Clark in the middle is a dominant DT when healthy. But, yeah, man, I'm going to pass it to you. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Green Bay and what they've done the last couple of weeks?
Honestly, Green Bay is just dumb. But I feel like it's not just like Green Bay's. It's not Green Bay's fault. Well, it is Green Bay's fault, but also not Green Bay's fault at the same time. Because I'm gonna break it down for you. The whole speculation about Rodgers going to Denver, Rodgers talking to other people, blah blah blah, kind of made them was like, all right, it made them feel like they needed Rodgers. They feel like, all right, Rodgers actually is gonna leave us. We need to pay this guy. We're gonna have to do what he wants. They didn't have to, but they chose to do it anyway. Then after that, if Rodgers didn't ask for all that money, he would have been able to kept the weapons that he had. And I feel like inside he knew that, but he also felt like he also deserved it at the same time. So it came down to, all right, I'm gonna get paid. You guys are gonna have to go somewhere else to get paid. And it came down to that. So now it comes down to, all right, Rodgers, what are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now with the people that you have? Hopefully you still make a playoff appearance, but now that your number one's gone, and now that one of your best D tackle is gone, and you have to face him, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're living life luxuriously, thinking that, you're about to leave, then you get paid. Like, what do you expect? Your other boys wanted to get paid too, and they deserved it. But no, you're just being selfish, and then after that, leaving them with scraps.
Listen, I'm with you, Eric, and it's a bad move. I get it. I get you have to move him because you couldn't pay him, and if you franchise tagged him, I think they said that Devontae wouldn't play, so
I
it'll just
wouldn't
mess up.
either.
I wouldn't either. I mean, he played. I think he played on um his contract a year before that, last year. He played on a low deal. He played, so he's probably like, no, I want my money because this is football. It's a dangerous sport. You know it. It's a
Yeah.
dangerous sport. Anything can happen. So for him, he probably wanted his money, which I understand. The only thing I would say is this, man. If you're Green Bay, you got some decent. You didn't really get. I don't know what the trades were or what picks you got back, but if you're Green Bay, let's hope. I think they have a top 25 pick, Eric. Let's hope they get a weapon.
Yeah,
Like
of
they
course.
should be going after a receiver. They got to get a receiver. Guys like Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, guys like that should be on their board to go get in the first round. It should be a receiver. First pick should be straight up a receiver. I don't want anything else for Green Bay. Get a receiver. But yeah, man, I think, and then one more guy that got traded, guys, before we switch over to winners and losers of free agency right now. Robert Woods to the Tennessee Titans. Now, Eric, how do you feel about this trade? Just going over it brief, real quick. How do you feel about this trade for Tennessee and for the Rams?
Um, Rams. I'm gonna start off with the Rams side. Rams, they lost. I'm not gonna say yeah. If they don't get OBJ back, they lost a valuable weapon. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like Robert Woods is one of those guys that he didn't perform well in the Super Bowl now, but he is one of those guys that is reliable and that will go and catch the ball and do whatever he will do. But if you guys do not get a star receiver to complement Cup or or keep OBJ, that trade was just dumb. That was just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Because then now, if OBJ goes to the Browns, like he was saying, oh, I'll come back home, blah, blah, blah. If he goes to the Browns, you only have Cup. That's it, really. And now say if you didn't trade him and OBJ went to the Browns, you have Woods and Cup. Cup cannot, I'm not saying he can't, but he can't be the only person that you guys are looking for to make a play on the ball. He will find out ways to do so because he's just that IQ smart and that's that good. But it just comes down to the fact of he can't do it alone. No receivers can really do it alone. They need a pairing. They need help. So you can't just put all your eggs in a basket relying on freaking on Cup. Now, Titan side of it, I think it was a good trade. I feel like it's good because they released Julio Jones. They end up getting Robert Woods to pair off with Brown. I feel like that's decent. They really couldn't see the full side if Julio didn't get injured, but it's like it's decent. You guys still got a decent receiver. You guys got a decent receiver, and hopefully you guys can make something of that. So I feel like whoever won this trade, it was probably the Titans. Just because the fact of the Rams, if they lose OBJ, it'll be a disaster. Not
Mm-hmm.
really a disaster, but it will hurt them a lot.
Listen, man. If you ask me, I think this is an equal trade. Um, Tennessee, and there's a couple things that happened the last week or two, Eric, and I had to look this up too earlier today. Tennessee, as you said, released Julio Jones. Now, Julio Jones, someone will pick him up. It might be a team that's contending for a Super Bowl. Like Cleveland could look into picking up Julio just for that year, right? You got teams like maybe Green Bay says, hey, Julio, come over to Green Bay. We need a weapon. We lost Devontae, right? So for me, Eric, Robert Woods is a good trade. I know, and he ended up tearing his Achilles. So he missed the whole year, and he got a ring, but he missed the whole year. Um, When coming back, Robert Woods will fit great in Tennessee. Tennessee's a run-based team, run first. They got Derrick Henry. A.J. Brown is the number one on that team. I think Robert Woods knows that. But Robert Woods is one of the best blocking receivers in the NFL, right? So with Robert Woods there, it does, and you don't have to put pressure on Tannehill saying, "Oh, I got to get Julio." Like when Julio's there, I think Tannehill was thinking, "I gotta get Julio touches. I gotta get it to Julio to keep him happy," right? With Robert Woods there, you don't really gotta do that. You can stick to what you're good at. Then when needed, Robert Woods can step up, even when A.J. Brown goes down, because A.J. Brown showed the last couple of seasons he gets banged up. He's a real good receiver, but he gets banged up. But when he's banged up and he's out, you got Robert Woods who can step up and make plays. Robert Woods is not a superstar. He's not a star, but he's a reliable, very good number two. And that's what Robert Woods, and that's a great move for Tennessee. Now, it depends on how Robert Woods comes back after the torn Achilles, but I think he'll be okay, especially with everything changing nowadays with technology and doctors helping out these athletes. I think he'll be okay coming back. So, for that standpoint, I think Tennessee made a good move. Now going to the Rams. This is a good move, Eric, but I'm almost with you. It's like, how good is this move? Now, they picked up Allen Robinson from Chicago. They signed him to a 3-year, $40 million deal. I think $18 million guaranteed, maybe a little bit more. Allen Robinson's a solid receiver. He's a go-get-it. He reminds me of Mike Williams out of the Chargers, who's a jump ball receiver that wins it in the air. So it might work. They still have Van Jefferson, and like you said, OBJ is on the market right now. No one knows if he's going back or another team's picking him up. I know he tore his ACL, but I think someone's still going to give him money because they can get him back by playoff time. And I think everyone would love that because we've seen OBJ when he has a capable team, Giants. He can perform, and I think anyone's going to pay for OBJ. Now, if they lose OBJ, I would think it would be a little suspect. I'm with you on that. If they can, I would try to bank on getting OBJ back. I know some people, I saw some reports that OBJ's thinking about maybe going back to Cleveland or maybe going to Green Bay, or the Chiefs might try to bid on him to bring him in for a year after trading Tyreek. If I'm OBJ, he's probably looking for a contender. And if I'm the Rams, I'm bringing him back. Van Jefferson's a good receiver, Eric. He's still very young, though, and he showed in the Super Bowl. He missed some plays. He didn't run the right route. He made some drops. I like Van Jefferson. I think he's going to be great for the future. But when you got one of the best receivers in the league with Cooper Kupp right there, who after a great season, I think you should bring back OBJ, even if he doesn't play most of the regular season, Eric. If you can get into the playoffs and get OBJ back to at least 80-85% with Allen Robinson, with Cooper Kupp, with Stafford at quarterback, it's a scary, scary unit. But I'm with you. I think for the Rams, they got to get OBJ back. I know people are probably thinking they just signed Allen Robinson. OBJ's big. He showed in the Super Bowl. Well, look what happened when he went down. Cooper Kupp had to step up and beat double coverage to get the game going, and Stafford had to make some throws. Like Van Jefferson didn't get touches. Cooper got all the touches. It was either we're running the ball or we're going to try to run the ball. They couldn't even run the ball because I don't know what happened with Cam Akers. Cincinnati stopped them in the Super Bowl running the ball. It was either throw it to Kupp or throw it away. It was simple as that. But yeah, man, I think for that, it was a good move for both teams, in my opinion, Eric. And I think we're going to move on here to the next segment, which is the winners and losers. Now, we're just going to say one of each, and I'll go first, Eric. I think the winners right now is Miami. I'm going Miami. They made some moves, man. I know Tua's the guy that gotta hope he does, steps up, but I think he will. They made some moves. They had the most money in free agency out of any NFL team, and they used it wisely. They traded to get Tyreek. They paid Tyreek. They got Armstead. They paid Armstead. They got Connor Williams. They paid Connor Williams. They got two running backs that do different things almost to bring them in. You got Teddy Bridgewater. If anything goes wrong, Teddy's a very good backup. And they signed a couple other guys. They brought back Agba, who's one of their best pass rushers on their team, who had 12.5 sacks last year. Brought him back. Miami's the winner, Eric, because they just made their team better offensively. And they signed back Gesicki. I forgot that. Gesicki was huge. If they let Gesicki walk, that would have been huge. The losers. I'll be real with you, Eric. Right now, I think and this might shock a lot of people, Baltimore. Baltimore is my loser. I haven't seen them do anything exciting,
Yeah.
right? I still feel like they need that number one. I don't know what they're getting. Marquise Brown's a good receiver, man. He's fast. He has okay, solid route running, but he's not your number one. I like Bateman. I don't think Bateman's your number one. I don't know why they didn't go after Amari Cooper, right? You should bring in a Julio Jones. You should bring in a Jarvis Landry. Even a Odell Beckham, shoot. The Ravens haven't really done anything. Calais Campbell's still sitting out there. Now, I know I saw some reports they want to bring back Calais Campbell and a guy named Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu, who's actually still a free agent. We'll get to the Chiefs in a little bit. But the Ravens, man, they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything to excite me on the offense or defensive side of the ball. They've really just been letting guys walk, which is kind of making me mad. If I was a Raven fan, I'd be mad. Like, dang, we're not making moves to improve our team. But I'm gonna pass it to you. Who do you think's the winners and the losers of this free agency?
I'm gonna say this. One loser. One loser.
Mm-hmm.
This is me being biased. Just me being biased.
Okay.
I think Washington's the loser for picking up Carson Wentz, bro. Like, he's not gonna get the job done, so I don't know what you guys are doing. Alright. Like, you guys are dumb for that. Like you guys are just wasting cap space at that point. Another loser, the Giants. We're not really making any moves.
You ain't lying, man. I
We're
like
not making
Tyrod
any
Taylor.
moves. Like,
I like Tyrod Taylor, but I don't know why we're paying him almost $10 million for
I don't know,
2 years.
bro. I don't understand either, bro. But dude, get your money, get your bag up, my man. Like,
Get your bag,
get your
Tyrod.
bag, bro. Then another loser. I feel like the Patriots. They did sign back.
I like that.
They did sign back Malcolm Butler, but he's getting old.
Yes.
He's getting old. You're looking for the guy that saved your whole Super Bowl against the Seahawks. Yeah. But he's old. He's not going to perform as well. As the receivers are getting better this year, better and younger, that quarterback's just getting older and really can't keep up. Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna do bad, but I'm just saying he's not gonna keep up as well as he was during when he was, playing at his best state. So I think that was really bad. They could have went for someone different. You feel me? Or they could have even picked up the cornerback in the draft, Sauce. They could have picked him up, and he's the best cornerback in the league, not in the league, but in the draft. He's young, he's fast, he can keep up with the receivers. He's really big, and that's what you need. You don't need a guy that's going to be washed up, and hopefully he gonna play one-on-one man coverage. Or what are you gonna do? Sit in the zone? No, you're not gonna really do that. You're gonna want him. That's gonna be your number one, and you're gonna want him locked up against their best receiver, which he's gonna get burnt. I'm sorry. Winners. I'm sorry. He's gonna get burnt. I'm sorry. No doubt about it.
Man.
Winners. I'm gonna say the Dolphins for that trade, and they made really big moves, and they did do a lot of things, which you said with their cap space. Raiders are, they were very aggressive this offseason. I can say that. Very aggressive. I like the move that they're doing as well. I think they're a really big winner. Those two will be my top two, Dolphins and Raiders. And honestly, let's see what they just do. I feel like both of them are a playoff contending team, and they could get stuff done. They're very underrated teams right now, and honestly, these teams have to prove themselves. So hopefully they do.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think another team I think we both forgot for the winner's side, the Chargers. They made some moves too.
Oh
man.
yeah.
They made some moves too. Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson.
That was. Their defense is going to be really scary.
Really scary. Yeah, man. I mean, and I think they signed a defensive tackle from the Rams, Sebastian Joseph Day. No one really knows him, but he's one of the guys in the middle in the trenches stopping the run, which Chargers were one of the worst teams in the league stopping the run. With Khalil Mack and Sebastian Joseph Day, they're going to stop the run much better. J.C. Jackson, I think, is a top 3 corner in this league, man to man. New England should have signed him back, but we all know Bill Belichick, great coach, but he's not known to give his corners big money. Look at he traded Stephon Gilmore,
Yeah.
which it looks like it was smart to do because Gilmore did fall off a little bit, not too much, but did fall off a little bit. But the Chargers, man, they made some moves. And another loser, I think, like I said, I know we got some Cowboy subscribers. The Cowboys, yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing, man.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Same here. I was
It's
gonna
just like, what?
like honestly, it's like the whole the NFC East. I'm not gonna lie, but like don't like Philly, they're decent. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they did alright, but like the East, the NFC East is still like the weakest division of all time. Like it's weak.
it is.
It's so weak.
As crazy as it sounds, Eric, our Giants, the Giants, if they wanted to, and I think we have a good defense right now to win. We have an okay offense. Maybe we just upgrade our line. If we got a quarterback, I know we talked about it earlier, like a Baker Mayfield or a Jimmy Garoppolo, I think our team could contend in our division in the NFC East because it's not that crazy.
It's not.
It's in Dallas falling off, trading Cooper, right? They let Randy Gregory walked. So I don't know what Dallas is doing, especially in the NFC where it's nobody there. The only team you really got to contend with is Tampa, because I don't really trust Green Bay right now because I don't know what Green Bay has at weapons wise, and if they're going to be healthy. Tampa's the best team in the NFC. If I'm Dallas, I would think you maybe go all in the Rams, and I would think you would go all in to try to contend in the NFC with nobody in there.
Another thing is like. I also heard, my fault, to go on the AFC standpoint, I also heard that the Chiefs were like trying to get DK, which would be a great move. I feel like if they could get, they're trying to make out, like they're trying to work it out. That's what I heard from that's what I've seen on like Twitter and stuff like that. If they do that, I swear, if they do that, the Chiefs will that would be an extremely good move now that Tyreek Hill's off the team and stuff like that.
Listen, man, I did not know that. And that's crazy. That's crazy, and that's perfect way to go into our next segment, which is the remaining free agents and what some teams should do. Now, Eric, I'm gonna read off some free agents here. OBJ, we talked about earlier. We talked about the teams he could possibly go to. I think the next big free agent, Eric, is right now is the Honey Badger. So, from what I'm hearing, is Honey Badger won't go back to Kansas City. He wants the bag, and I respect him for it. I would want the bag too if I'm a Super Bowl champion, all pro. I got my ring. I put up stats. Tyrann Mathieu, in my opinion, is a Hall of Famer if he wants to retire, right? Tyrann Mathieu, him leaving Kansas City is going to hurt that defense. And I think that's what's going to happen to Kansas. Kansas City is going to fall off, in my opinion. I think they're still going to be a good team, Eric. Defensively, they're going to be by far maybe they're worse in the last couple of years. Honey Badger leaves, from what I think he is going to leave, Kansas City's in trouble because he's really their secondary. I'm being real. Their corners are not the best. They're below average. I mean, some of them are solid, but just they don't show up all the time. Tyrann Mathieu makes up for every mistake in that secondary. Every mistake. He runs the whole secondary. If he leaves, Kansas City's going to be in trouble. They're going to be in a lot of shootouts. So I get what you're saying, and I like the report you brought up about DK. That's probably why Kansas City's going after DK, because they probably know we might lose Honey Badger. We might be in a lot more shootouts this year. We got to give Mahomes some weapons so we can at least contend with these guys in the AFC. So, and I think they're marquee signings here. They brought Juju Smith-Schuster in. Okay. I mean, that's a good pickup, I guess.
I'm sorry. No, it's I can say that it's not. Because the reason why I say it's not, because we seen what he performs when he was the number one guy. He did not perform. He did not perform. Once AB left, it targeted him, and he has their best corner on him. And then after that, he folded like an omelet. He folded like he got KO'd in the ring, bro. He went like 0 for 32. If I'm in the league, bro. I'm sorry. He's not he's so drag. He's such an overrated receiver in my eyes because of the fact of he was so shadowed by AP.
AB
He looked so
success. I
good. He
agree.
looked so good because once AB didn't get the ball was in his hands. But now that he was the main guy getting the ball, he couldn't do the same thing. Now, now you put him on a team where they're number one left. That means Kelsey is gonna have to be there's gonna have to be their number one guy. It's gonna. I'm not saying like Tyreek and Kelsey, like they both kind of like share the number one spot, but it has to be
Yeah.
Kelsey now because you see what he did when he was the number one guy. Juju's not as reliable as people think he is. He's sitting there making TikToks and doing all that BS, and now look at him. He yes, they're a playoff
Yeah.
contending team, but it's just like he's not going to get the work done as you think he is. So I think the Chiefs, honestly, bringing another receiver just to just to help out with Juju, like because Juju's not can't take on the just can't take it. You can't take on
Listen,
that guy.
listen, Eric. That was a great take, and I forgot about that. Juju Smith-Schuster is still capable to be a receiver in this league. He's just not the number one guy.
No,
He's a number two. At best, he's a really, really good number three. Juju is not, and I think that take you brought up. Juju had that one good year because AB was double covered most of the season, and Juju got the touches, so he performed great. Once AB left, he became the number one, like you said. He fell off a lot. So that, and they picked up MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling from Green Bay, speedy guy. They has some speed, I guess. I mean, obviously he's not close to Tyreek, but it adds some depth at receiver. And like you said, they bring in DK, who I think is a nice pickup. He's a big body guy. He can run deep too. So that'd be crazy. You know, and they picked up Justin Reed of safety from Houston, who's a solid young safety. Like I said, I think he's making up. They're trying to make up for possibly the loss of Tyrann Mathieu coming up soon because I think he's going to leave. Someone's going to pay Tyrann Mathieu. I don't know who, but someone's going to pay that guy. He's the best safety. And uh, yeah, he might be one of the top tier best safeties in the league. If I'm thinking right now, if I'm thinking strong and free safety, he might have to.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Derwin James is good, really good. I think he's up there. Harrison Smith, Jamal Adams. The only thing with Jamal Adams, he's not the best cover safety. He's more of in the box. Plus, he has bad shoulders. He reminds me almost of Cam Chancellor. He's someone that's you'll remember for like you'll be like, oh yeah, remember when he used to hit guys and stuff. It's just, I think he does so much of it, his shoulders, and that's gonna his career might end a little early, almost like Cam when he retired at 30. The only thing I would say about this, Eric, Jamal Adams did get the bag before possibly injuries catch up to him. So shout out to Jamal Adams got the bag, but. Yeah, going back to Kansas City, they're gonna have to make some moves. But DK comes to the squad, like you said, that might make up some. That might make up for a little bit of Tyreek's. That might make up for Tyreek leaving. Um, who's another guy out here that I'm looking at? Right here, Eric. I'm thinking. Now I know I'm gonna be a little biased here, but I'm going back to my Giants guys. Listen, man, I don't know what we're doing. I'm trying to be a positive Giants fan. I'm trying to be someone that's trying to support my team. I like Tyrod Taylor. I think he's a cool dude. What are we doing, New York? I know we're supposed to be talking about the free agents. New York, what are we doing? We should be going after Baker Mayfield. We should be going after Jimmy G, especially Baker. Me and Eric had this conversation when we were over at our boy Christian's house watching March Madness about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield would be a great fit in New York because he's young and he has upsides for us. Because we know what Daniel Jones is. No offense to Daniel Jones, I think he's going to be a quarterback that's in the league, just not a starter. I think Baker would be a great starter for us, especially as you brought up earlier. We're in the NFC East, the worst division in football. Baker right there on that defense we have and a solid offense for the passing type with weapons, Baker could take our Giants to maybe a playoff berth. Who knows? Because the NFC East is so bad, we could sneak in there. Um, that's my take on the Giants. I don't know how you feel about the Giants, Eric, but that's just me.
Bro, you already know how I feel about Giants. Let's be realistic
I
now.
know, I know.
I'm
I don't
Giants
know
fan
why I
myself,
asked you.
bro. It's just like, just hard, bro. It's just hard. It's like seeing your favorite basketball player get dunked on multiple times in a row. It's like, bro, just put your hands up and jump, bro. That's all you have to do, bro. Like, come on, gang. It's like, bro, come on, bro. It's like seeing your favorite boxer in the ring get like 2-piece, bro. It's like, it hurts.
Yep.
It hurts so bad because it's like, we know what to do. We need to know what to do. I don't know if they do know what to do, but like, cause they
I
looking
don't know.
lost, bro. They're looking like freaking Sam Darnold versus the Patriots. Lost. It's like, look like we seeing
Dude.
ghosts. Like, bro, like we honestly just need to sit down with everybody in the agency, players and all, and talk about, bro, what we need to do to get better. Have a conversation with the whole franchise to talk about what we need to do to get better. Players and coaches and staff, probably even bring in the janitor. Why not? Cause shoot, like, bro, he might have some better opinions about what they need to do than the people upstairs. Cause we ain't been doing anything, bro. Cause
Oh
like,
man, Eric.
we pick up people, we pay them this money, they don't do stuff that we want them to do. They don't ball out like, you feel me? For example, Galladay, you know,
Mm-hmm.
paid him and he didn't perform like we thought he would. And now
It's
look
just a
at
terrible signing.
and now we're just, we still have cap space, but it's like, what do we do with it? Release Daniel Jones. Stop keeping him. They're not going to do that, though. They're not going to do that until, like, next year, probably. Until, like, finally realize you can't really do anything with them. Like, we're just so, like, such a hard-headed, there's such a hard-headed agency. It's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Listen to your fans sometimes. Like, come on, pick him, like, release him, bro. Just release him.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I know it's only been 1 year with Kenny, and maybe he could change it, but this is me. He didn't show anything, and I think we just got to move on. We have what's his name? Who's that receiver? Kadarius Toney. I let him get more reps. I would. I mean, if we're not going to bring in a quarterback that can take us to maybe a playoff appearance, then I would just cut Kenny. Shepard, I appreciate you being on our squad for many years, but I would cut him too and roll with Kadarius Toney and Slayton and see what we can do. Evan Ingram left. Remember I told you we should have traded Evan Ingram before he left? Now we let him leave for nothing.
Literally.
Didn't trade him. Let him walk on free agency. Someone paid him almost $8 million a year. Like the Giants, I don't know, man. A couple other free agents here, Eric, and I'm just gonna name off a couple of them to finish up the pod for today. It's gonna be a quick pod, guys, if you're wondering. Eric, I'm gonna name off some guys,
Gotcha.
and you're gonna tell me what team should go after him, and the other part is what team do you think he's going to go to? So Stephon Gilmore is a free agent, Eric. He's a veteran. He's one of the top corners in the NFL. He has a great IQ of the game. He was rated as the best corner 2 years ago. He was rated as the best IQ corner in the league. So I just want to ask you, what team do you think should go after Stephon Gilmore, and what team do you think he's going to go to?
Ravens.
Mm.
Some people might think it's weird. I think because, I just thought, like, Stephon Gilmore, who really needs a secondary? Ravens. Pick him up.
Do you trade Marcus Peters, or do you keep him?
I keep Marcus Peters, have Stephon
Okay.
Gilmore. That would be the duo. Yes.
What about Marlon Humphreys?
No. That's the thing. Like Like we can switch spots, like put him at
True.
safety, like I don't know, just like switch his position, like do something to get a veteran guy on your squad. Not
I
saying
like
that
that.
others are not veterans, but he's a veteran guy that could lead your defense. You get what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
been in a situation where he got multiple rings before. Let him tell you about, let him show you the ropes and stuff like that. Have him not really lead your defense, but lead your defense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you have to give up like Humphrey or Peters, do it because you're still getting a veteran guy that can still probably keep up better than Butler. Like you feel me? Like bruh, like do that. But where he's gonna go, I don't know. Like just watch. It's gonna be somewhere in the NFC. There's gonna be somewhere
Yeah.
in the NFC that really needs a corner, like that really wants him, that really wants to pay him to. I just
I'm
feel
with
like
you. Listen, man, I'm gonna hop into this. I'm gonna hop into this. These questions I'm gonna ask you, Eric Gilmore. What team do I? What team do I think's gonna go after him or should go after him? Listen, I'm gonna keep on the NFC. That should go after him. Tampa.
mm,
Tampa. 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 Might as well. You got Brady back. Make some room and bring Gilmore in. Doesn't hurt. I think Tampa should go after him. I think you brought up a good point with Baltimore going to the AFC now. I like it actually because Marlon Humphreys is a good corner, but I think, as crazy as it sounds, I think he'd be a better suit safety, free safety type who could roam the field because he's great at forcing fumbles. Might as well become a free safety. Doesn't have to run around too much. All he has to do is cover the back end. You know, the only thing I would say about that is that I think they're trying to get Tyrann Mathieu right now.
yeah, that's
From
that's
what I'm
another
hearing,
thing that I was thinking. I was like, all right, they're probably wanting to get Matthew, so that will cover
yeah,
their safety spot. But it's like
true.
you're still gonna get a veteran guy with a ring no matter what. You feel me?
That's right. I mean, you run three corners nowadays because they have so many receivers out there. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you could put Marcus Peter or Marlon or Gilmore in the nickel position. So it could work out. You're right. It could work out. Another team that should go after him, and I'm going to name one more before I get to the team that I think he's going to go to. I think another team that should go after him, Eric, Green Bay. I think Green Bay should go after him. I know they have Jair Alexander, but it doesn't hurt to add Gilmore. Right? You lost your number one. Your offense might be a little streaky this year. You got to booster that defense to help Aaron Rodgers. Remember, when Aaron won his first ring, he won because he had a great defense behind him that took him to that Super Bowl. A great running game, a great defense took Aaron to the Super Bowl. I think if you go after Gilmore and bring Gilmore, you got two top 10 corners on your team that are really good in man-to-man coverage. Now, the team I think that he's going to go to, this might be a shocker to some people, Arizona. He stays in the NFC, but he goes to Arizona. Arizona's been looking for a corner for the last couple of years, ever since Patrick Peterson ended up turned 30 and they let him walk. I think Gilmore's the guy you bring in for a year or two. And maybe if Kyler comes back and he's not, whining about contract and stuff, I think you get Kyler Murray back. You got now Gilmore in your secondary with J.J. Watt still there. You can still do something in Arizona. I think that's the team he's going to go to. The next guy I'm going to bring up here to you, Eric, is Bobby Wagner. So what do you think about Bobby Wagner? Where does he go? And what teams do you think should go after him?
Retire. He should retire.
Oh,
Save his body. He already put on so much. He has done so much. He already has a ring. Retire.
listen, Eric.
Don't put any more stress on your body when you need to. Yes, you want to get paid. Yes, all that good stuff. You still want to play football. Be in the football mindset. Like be a coach somewhere else on the defensive side, but retire. Save your body. How old is he now? Like he's
32.
he's 32. You're young.
But he came in at 22, 21.
Yeah. It's been almost 10 to 11 years, bro. Feel me? You got your bag. You got the money. You got the ring. You was on the Legion of Boom. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
One of the most historic defenses of all time. You're good. Retire.
You know what, Eric? I was about to make some predictions. I think I'm with you. I think he should retire. You know, and you go back to some guys like Luke Kuechly, who retired at 29,
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Willis, who retired. And everyone says, why did he retire so early? Why did he retire so early? Linebackers do a lot of forcing, like they force the punishment on people, but then they're taking some punishment too. They're hitting people. They're getting crack blocked by linemen. They're getting flattened by linemen. Linemen are falling on top of them. Linebackers retire early because they want to save their body. Eric is right, and I think Bobby should. I mean, Bobby's already if he retires now, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's got the stats. He's got the Pro Bowls. He's an All Pro. He's got the Super Bowl, as you pointed out. Bobby's one of the best linebackers in our generation in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
He has nothing else to prove, I think, for him, unless he comes back. Unless I think he goes to the Rams just to go grab a ring.
About that.
But I'm with you. I like that idea. I think Bobby should retire. I would. I mean, he's proven everything. He's
Yeah.
proven everything. Yeah. So the next guy I got here is Clowney, Javanion Clowney. My bad. 29 years old, Eric. Now, after 7 seasons where his sack totals didn't reflect in his true value, Clowney showed that he is still one of a top tier pass rusher, and he's a number 2. He put up 9 sacks in Cleveland, and he's one of the top tier guys off the edge stopping the run. Who do you think should go after Clowney, and what team do you think he's going to go to?
Honestly, I feel like the Rams should. Honestly, Paramount play.
I like that.
All right, because you already you have Aaron Donald that's staying. Von Miller left, which is a spot opening up. Add that veteran pass rusher that you know that's probably going to be at least a decent guy that's going to be on the edge. Then he's not going to be even the number one guy they're going to be looking for. It's going to be Aaron Donald. So you have Aaron Donald to distract them. He's going to go get his bag. Feel me? Where he's going to probably end up, I feel like Browns are going to probably sign him again. I feel like that's what's going to end up happening.
I like that. So for me, I think the teams that should go after him, I think the Buccaneers, I think the Rams, I think Green Bay. I think anyone in the NFC should be gunning after a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do get through that NFC, that's just a desert out there, and you get to the Super Bowl, you're going to need some guys to get after the superstar quarterbacks coming out of the AFC. The team I think he's going to go to, I'm with you. I think he goes back to Cleveland. I think he knows it. He plays great alongside Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett takes on double teams. He takes on single coverage. He's going to get his sack numbers. I think he goes back to Cleveland too. I think you and me are on the same page right there. The next guy I'm going to bring up here, Eric, is somebody in Jarvis Landry, 29 years old. Now, this free agency hasn't really had the greatest free agents, like wide receivers in the market. I know there's been guys that have been traded, but Jarvis is one of the top tier receivers in free agency. After requesting a trade that didn't work out, that Cleveland ended up cutting him so he can go look for a team to go play at.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great secondary receiver, man. He does all the dirty work. He takes a lot of hits.
Mm-hmm.
He does the grunt work. He's usually in the slot most of the time, taking big hits, but he makes big plays. Now, he's 29 years old. I just want to make this point here, guy. I wrote this down here. He's only missed one game in his 7 seasons. He's only missed one game. He's played every single game. When he's nicked up and banged up, he's played every single game. He's only missed one game when he broke his ribs. Listen, Eric, I gotta ask you this, and I'm gonna start first, Eric, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I think the team that he's going to go to, I think he goes to Green Bay. I think he goes to Green Bay. I think he knows, okay, Adams is gone. I could be the number one there. I could show myself for a year or two, maybe a year, and say, let me go show these teams I'm still capable, number one, to go get another bag before my career is over. Now, the teams that should be going after him, I'm going to be honest with you. Dallas should be going after him. Losing Amari Cooper, you need another weapon.
Yep.
Jarvis would be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Another team that should be going after him, this is a hot take, the Raiders. I know they just got Devontae Adams, but why not get another receiver to pair with Hunter Renfrow who you could put in the slot? And now you get a great offense with Jarvis as your second receiver. And another team I put in my notes here, Eric, he goes back to Miami. I think Miami cuts Devontae Parker. They get rid of Preston Williams, who's not in the last 3 seasons. Preston has only played in 7 games, which is not good for a receiver of his capability. He should be on the field more, but he's so tall and scrawny. It's not really the best shape to be in football. I think the Miami Dolphins should cut ties with Parker and Williams and bring back their old receiver and Jarvis Landry to pair with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I'm going to pass it to you.
Honestly, I was thinking, he is gonna probably go back to Miami. I seen that. I literally, when you mentioned his name, I was like, all right, he's probably gonna go back to Miami. He's gonna have people down there. He's not gonna be that main guy that they look to, but he's gonna have other, he's not gonna be as covered as much. Now they're gonna probably put if they do end up getting Landry, they're probably going to put Tyreek at the slot, and then after that have him. They can switch it either way; it doesn't matter because they're all good deep ball and they're all good short yardage. So probably have Tyreek Hill in the slot, freaking Waddle at wide, and then have Landry by himself wide. He's gonna ball out. Like you said, he only missed one game. He's not injury prone like everybody else. You feel me? Have a somewhat young receiver core and try to go get that bread. Try to go get that ring. Feel me? Try to go make that playoffs. Get that ring. Feel me?
I'm with you.
A team that he's probably going to go to, I agree. Probably Green Bay's going to probably try to pick him up because of the fact that they lost their number one. I do agree with that. Another team that does need a number one is we need a number one, honestly. But the Giants need a number one. We should go for him. Another team that needs a number one. If they don't get Metcalf, Chiefs, bring him along. He'd be the number one. Then that will ease up the load on Juju, and that will most likely free up Kelsey a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of places he can honestly land because he's just that diverse, and you'll get along with everybody. He's not worried about the bag, He's not worried about all that stuff, and he's a good receiver. That's great to have. Get him, sign him. He's gonna do the work that he needs to do, just to get paid, and then he'll show off his talent.
Listen, man, I'm with you. Jarvis, I think, is one of the most underrated receivers right now in free agency. I don't know if he gets picked up in the next couple of days. I think he gets picked up right before the season. Somebody's going to pick up Jarvis Landry. If he doesn't get picked up, that's messed up. He's one of the most durable receivers in the game. Moving on to another receiver, Eric, and he just got cut by Tennessee. Julio Jones. Now I'm going to start it off again. Listen, man, Julio missed most of the season. He's been dealing with health injuries. For the past 3 years, he's missed games and practices because of injury. Right? Mainly with his feet. Turf toe, bunch of things with his feet. Durability. It's been tough for Julio at age 33 to stay durable. Which I get. I mean, Julio was that guy in Atlanta. He took some big hits. He had to make all the plays. Listen, man, I think the team he goes to, this might shock a lot of people. I think he goes to the Raiders. My gut's telling me he goes to the Raiders. I think he wants to go play with Devontae Adams. I think the Raiders wouldn't mind bringing in Julio for a year. The thing is, it's a leap of fate with Julio because you don't know what Julio you're going to get. Now, the teams I think they should go after him, I'm not going to name a bunch of teams because I don't think a lot of teams will. I mean, like I said, the notes I put down here. In the last 3 years, Eric, he's missed multiple games and practices. Now, Julio's a Hall of Famer. When retired, Julio's a
Yeah.
first ballot Hall of Famer. It's just he's getting older and injuries are catching up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who's going to take a leap of faith on Julio. Now, I think someone will pick him up because he's a Hall of Fame receiver. He's a great veteran. If healthy, he's going to be a great piece for your team. I think a team that might – there's only maybe one team I think goes after him, Eric. And I think that team possibly will be Arizona. I think they say we lost Christian Kirk. I think A.J. Green is a free agent. I don't remember. I think they say let's just bank on Julio. Maybe Julio. We bring back A.J. Green and Julio. Maybe we can get something going over there. But that's it. I don't got much on Julio. I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. In my opinion, if he retired right now, I think he'd be fine.
Honestly, I was thinking because you mentioned his age and stuff like that, mentioned that he missed multiple practices and games because of injury. I was thinking retire, but he wants to get a ring. He wants to.
He wants, yeah.
He doesn't want to be one of those Hall of Famers that haven't gotten a ring and that still made the Hall of Fame. He wants a ring. He wants something that proves that I did this. I did the grunt work through injuries or not. I went to the Super Bowl and I won this ring. So go to a Super Bowl contending team. Go to Tampa. I know Tampa is a long stretch, but go to Tampa or go to Cincinnati. Go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Like, feel me? Go to Cincinnati. You're not gonna go back to your old team, even though they got Marcus Mariota. You're not gonna go back to your old team just to have to carry the team on your back. You feel me? You're old. Go get that bread. Go get that ring. Then retire. And then you're a Hall of Famer. First bout. You're done. Like, that's what he should do. That's what his mindset should be.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. I think Julio. I think he doesn't retire. I think, like you said, Julio's going looking for that ring
Yeah.
because he felt like he felt like he got robbed in that Super Bowl, which I think he got robbed too. He put up a great game and then got robbed.
Amazing.
So for me, I think I'm with you. I think he's looking for that ring. If I'm Julio, dude, just go find a contender that's looking for the Super Bowl and go to the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the NFC. You'll get touches. You'll make it to the Super Bowl easier. Go to the NFC. I got one more guy here, Eric. Yeah, let me double check real quick. No, I got two. So I'm gonna do rapid fire real quick because
All right.
finish up the podcast early. Melvin Gordon. I'll start it off first. There aren't many third down backs in the league like Melvin Gordon. Now, I'm not gonna say much about him because I don't think a lot of teams will go after running backs because of history. It's tough for running backs to stay durable nowadays. So I think for Melvin Gordon, the team he should go to. Shoot. He's only 29. Now, I know you can say, well, he's 29. It's kind of old for a running back, which is true. If I'm Melvin Gordon, I sign a one-year deal, go to Tampa. Run behind Leonard Fournette. And you try to revive your career somewhat in Tampa, get a ring, and then go back on the market and try to go find one more bag before you retire. One more decent bag before you retire in the NFL. Now, the teams that should go after him, Eric, I think Miami. I know Miami signed 2 running backs. I think they should go after one more just because of the injury history with Edmonds and especially Mostert, who have injury history. I think Melvin Gordon would be a perfect fit, especially in the run type scheme. I'm thinking Miami's going to run down there. Another team that should be looking to go after Melvin Gordon, a guy that's a really good third down back. The Chargers. I like Austin Eckler, but he's more of a receiving elusive back. You need that power back. I always like teams that have a nice elusive back and then a power back there because you got a 1-2 punch and you can throw teams off. That power back can bang up the middle of that defense and you send that elusive back and he busts open for a 25-yard run. I think that's the moves for Melvin Gordon. I'm going to pass it to you and then we got one more guy and we'll call it a day.
I agree with you all the way, honestly. I think he just goes off to a Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah.
Be a second or third back, and honestly, just pick up as many yards as you can and lower the risk of being injured as you can. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
so I do agree with you. Go to the Dolphins where there's two backs that are probably going to get that. I don't wish. I'm not going to say they're probably
Yes.
going
Yes.
to, but like that are injury prone. You know what I'm saying? They're injury
History
prone.
has shown. History has shown they get injured. Yeah.
Yes, like you feel me. So go get that bag over there. Then try to win a ring, but win a ring first. Honestly, win a ring first. Then after that,
Yeah.
get a bag. Then retire. You're going to
I'm
be
with you.
about 30 or 31 when you're coming out of the league. That's a perfect time because your injuries start catching up on you. You're not playing the same way. You're gonna be dog water. I'm sorry. You're gonna be washed up as a back. Like
Yeah.
running backs in the leagues can survive up to 8 to 10 years. Good.
Yes.
Then after that, 2 to 5 more years, decently healthy and just trying their best to get a bag. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's how backs work because they get hit a lot. They have to do a lot of work, and they're just they just they just take too much contact for in the league. So that's what I think.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And then we're gonna finish up here on the last guy. Um, a veteran, one of the West's best well known other middle linebackers in the league, who's still a free agent. Patriots have assigned the back. Dante Hightower. Now he took a year off during COVID. Um,
Hold on, can I use the bathroom real quick?
yeah, but
Yeah,
I'll just go over my
just
thing.
yeah, I got you.
But for me, guys, Hightower. I think he's one of the most underrated middle linebackers in the league. If you're a Patriot fan, you probably were like, let's bring him back one more year, see what we can do with him. Um, listen, man, I think for him, I think it's either he goes back to New England or I would just hang up the cleats. Or maybe go to Miami. I would go to Miami. They go to Miami. Miami needs a middle linebacker. I know Miami has Baker, Jerome Baker in the middle. Nothing says you can't move Baker to the outside or run a two middle linebacker. I think they run a 3-4 now, so you can run two middle linebackers and Baker and Hightower in the middle. That's the only places I see him going. New England, maybe to the Dolphins. And I think after that, I think he retires. I don't think he's thinking about another team. I think he has 2 to 3 rings, guys. So I don't think he's thinking about a long-term deal or, oh, I'm looking for another Super Bowl contender, this and that. I think he's looking for another, maybe a 2-year deal. He's 32. He's looking for a 2-year deal, maybe a 1-year deal, and he's looking to go get some money real quick before he retires. He's the same age as Bobby, and he's already got rings. He's got more than Bobby in rings. He's got 3 rings from New England. If I'm Hightower, I think he goes to New England or Miami because they're a young team. Maybe you could help them with leadership and catch a little bag there because Miami's got money still. Or if I'm Hightower, maybe you just hang up the cleats, call it a day. I mean, you already proved you're one of the top tier middle linebackers for a decade. So that's just me. And I'll pass to you, Eric, and this is the last player we're talking about here.
Retire. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if I'm not saying Bobby will, but Bobby's retiring and he only has one ring. And you guys are the same age. You retire you retire too. You have 3 rings with the Patriots. You feel me? You're one of the best middle linebackers by far. Not in history, like in this decade. You're one of the best middle linebackers. You know, just save your health, save your future. Feel me? Do something else that will that will impact football. Don't risk your body and get more hurt. Your body doesn't freaking muscle. Your body doesn't age well and it doesn't heal well as fast as it used to. So don't risk putting yourself in a situation where running where you're gonna have to probably carry a team, or even not even just carry a team, just be that guy, the leadership, but still get in the trenches, get dirty, and do all that stuff. So just retire, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
You got paid and you got 3 rings to show for it. Live a happy life. Tell your
Yeah.
grandchildren. Tell your grandchildren about it.
That's some deep stuff right there, Eric.
Yeah, bro. It's just like at some point you're just gonna have to retire.
Yeah.
Honestly, you don't want to. They're gonna have to. Tom Brady, on the other hand, he just stubborn. we can't do
Yeah.
anything. He's
Don't
just
pull
stubborn.
Tom Brady. Don't pull Tom
He's just
Brady.
stubborn, bro.
Yeah. Don't do that. Like from now on, if you retire or you're saying you're retiring and you come back, I'm gonna for anyone out there. If you retire and say, "Oh no, I'm coming back," stop. Don't pull Tom Brady. Don't do that. Don't do that. That just looks weird. Don't do that. But as usual, I appreciate everyone watching the Speak What You Please podcast, guys. Um, like, comment. I'm going to open the comments. I'm trying my best. I don't know what I'm doing. I've been trying. It's been tough, but I'm gonna open the comments. And when I do, please comment. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. And when I post it, people, I appreciate you guys that take time to watch it. Because I know who watches it. I appreciate who watches it. Y'all the real ones. As usual, if you stay this late in the video, you are a real one. If not, you are a bum. But that's okay. We keep moving on. This is the Speak What You Please podcast, and we're out.